All right, so if you are someone who has printed off the notes, we're actually not going to do these examples just because I don't think that they're the most important part of all of this. So just ignore those. Let's jump down to this. Let's graph an equation using the intercepts. Remember, intercepts are the places where a line crosses an axis. So for example, if I want to find the x-intercept, think about what value of y is always on the x-axis, and it's always y is 0. So anytime you're trying to find the x-intercept, plug in y equals 0. So 3x times plus 5 times 0, so that'll just kind of go away, equals 15. So 3x equals 15, so x equals 5. So we have that point 5 comma 0, right? So I can plot that on my graph. I'm going to plot it really large. All right, and then to find the y-intercept, again, your x value is going to be 0 right here. So we set x equal to 0, which is basically going to give us 5y equals 15, right? Because if x is 0, that'll just go away. So y is going to be 3. We plot that. And we didn't even have to convert this to slope-intercept form. So that's why that can be helpful sometimes. All right, last part of our notes for today. Remember, parallel lines have the same slope. You should have learned this in Algebra 1. And perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. For example, 2 and negative 1/2 are going to be opposite reciprocal. So flip the fraction, make it negative. So for example, if we want a line to be parallel to y equals 6x minus 2, that means the slope is going to have to be 6. And it's going through the point 1, negative 3. And we will use point slope form to get that. Same with this one, perpendicular. Well, if the slope here is negative 4, then the slope of our line will be positive 1/4 and through the point 85. Okay? Here, in this third example, we don't know the slope. So let's find the slope really quickly by solving for y. Divide everything by 2. Okay, so the slope here is negative 2. So the slope of my new line has to be negative. Oops, that is very thick. Okay. The slope of my new line has to be negative 2. And it's going to go through the point 4, negative 2. Last one, if it's perpendicular to this one, it's going to be negative 3/2. That's my slope. And through the point 0.06. Now look at this. Did you notice that this is secretly a y-intercept? So this one's pretty easy. You just do 3/2x plus 6. For the rest of these, we're going to put it in point slope formula. And so I'm going to just leave these in point slope, but just know if I asked you to write them in slope intercept, make sure you know how to do that. But here we're going to end up with y minus negative 3, which is going to turn into a y plus 3 equals 6 times x minus 1. So I'll do this one really quick. This is going to turn into 6x minus 6, and then I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. So 6x minus 9. Over here, we would get y minus 5 equals 1/4 x minus 8. And here we would get y plus 2, right, because it's going to flip this sign, equals negative 2x minus 4. And again, if I asked you to put it in slope intercept, you would want to go ahead and put these two guys in